By 2045, state law requires all electricity sold in Washington to be carbon-free, one of the most aggressive deadlines in the country. Washington always has to lead the way into fiscal irresponsibility. Let's lay out the crime scene. Olympia is staring into a multi-billion-dollar budget crater. They're raiding hundreds of millions from the Climate Commitment Act just to patch holes in basic state operations. But at the same time, state government is running out of cash. They are forcing a state-mandated power grid overhaul that is projected to cost the Northwest over $100 billion. And who do they expect to foot the bill? You, the taxpayer, the ratepayer, the small business owner who is already getting bled dry by inflation. From Seattle to Los Angeles, this is Left Coast News. No apologies, just the truth. Right now, your local utility is putting the finishing touches on massive rate hikes. Why? Because state law demands a 100% carbon-free grid by 2045. But here's the kicker. We don't have the high voltage transmission lines. We don't have the battery technology to survive a 4-day winter Arctic freeze. We don't even have the steel in the ground. So what are the utilities doing? They're going out and buying a fleet of brand new multi-billion-dollar natural gas power plants just to make sure your lights don't go out. Think about the sheer insanity of this, folks. You are paying for the brand new wind and solar farms, and you are paying for the brand new gas plants to back them up. You are getting taxed twice for a timeline that everybody in power knows is completely unachievable. It's time to kill the fantasy. It's time to extend this deadline before they bankrupt every working family in Washington. What Olympia is pulling right now with our power grid isn't just bad policy, it's pure, unadulterated economic madness. The state is sitting on a multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. Families across Washington are getting squeezed at the grocery store, squeezed at the pump, and now they're getting hammered right on their monthly utility bill. Puget Sound Energy just slapped customers with another massive double-digit rate hike to pay for clean energy compliance. Seattle City Lights, Snohomish PUD, Tacoma Power, every single one of them are raising rates. And why? Because back in 2019, our lawmakers signed a piece of paper called the Clean Energy Transformation Act, mandating a 100% carbon-free power grid by 2045. It sounded real nice in a press release, didn't it? Well, welcome to 2026, folks, where the bill has finally arrived. Let's talk about the math that Olympia doesn't want you to calculate. To hit these arbitrary deadlines while power demand skyrockets thanks to data centers, forced EV mandates, and heat pumps, the Northwest needs to spend over $100 billion. Where is that money coming from? We don't have the high voltage transmission lines. They take 10 years just to permit. We don't have the battery technology to survive a 4-day zero wind winter freeze. Even utility consultants are warning that trying to force this transition without firm backup could triple your electric rates, tripling them. And what's the dirtiest secret in Olympia right now? Puget Sound Energy is out there quietly buying up natural gas turbines and planning 5 gigawatts of new gas generation just to keep the lights from going out. The utilities know this timeline is impossible. They are building a fleet of emergency gas plants as a multi-billion-dollar backup plan, and you, the ratepayer, are paying to build the brand new renewables and the brand new gas plants at the exact same time. You are getting charged twice for political posturing. This state government is already running a massive budget hole. They don't have the money to bail you out. They expect working families, small businesses, and senior citizens on fixed incomes to just open up their wallets and absorb thousands of dollars a year in rate hikes for an infrastructure network that does not exist. It is unachievable. It is financially irresponsible, and it is completely disconnected from real-world engineering. We don't need to abandon environmental stewardship, but we must extend this timeline or change the law altogether. We need a pragmatic, reality-based glide path that protects reliability and keeps power affordable. Because if Olympia keeps driving us blindfolded off this fiscal cliff, the only thing that's going to be carbon-free in Washington is the empty wallets of the taxpayers. Here's the bottom line. Nobody in this state is against clean air or a strong energy future, but when a state mandate forces utilities to spend tens of billions of dollars on an infrastructure grid that physically does not exist, while state government burns through a multi-billion-dollar deficit, that isn't environmental leadership. That is fiscal recklessness. If Olympia wants a clean energy transition that actually works, they need to anchor it in real-world engineering and economic reality. That means hitting pause. That means extending these artificial deadlines. And that means protecting the working families and small businesses of Washington from getting steamrolled by impossible power bills. Keep an eye on your mailbox when those utility statements come in this month. Take a look at those line items and see what you're paying for. And make your voice heard in Olympia before the next legislative session kicks off. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person we built this channel for. Left Coast News exists to cut through the noise and bring you straightforward analysis of the stories shaping Washington, the Pacific Northwest, and beyond. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe and follow us wherever you get your content, including YouTube, Rumble, Brighteon, BitChute, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you'd like to help support independent journalism, you can also join us on Patreon. Patreon is free for now. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you think this story matters, share it with your friends and family. That's one of the biggest ways you can help this channel grow. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you agree with this analysis, or do you see it differently? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching Left Coast News.